You straight up cuckooed that dude, bro. Oh my God.
You've got all your Charger gear on because
I look good. I got big energy every day. Let's go!
And he is dicked.
Blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
That's right.
You have to love what you're seeing on tape if you're a Chargers fan, especially for the future with Justin Herbert.
On the move and throws and touchdown.
Players, coaches, staff, fans, together we can create something truly special.
Stay tuned for some good content.
Well, hello there, neighbor. Welcome back to the Charger Chat. I'm your co-host, Bulldog, sitting with my buddies, Kev, Hug, and Duggan.
Well, how the hell are you there,
Well,
bro?
shoot, I'm doing pretty good. Let's not forget kind of Coach Duggan.
I don't know what to do. I don't know how to
You
join
don't
in.
got to do nothing, my friend.
Okay.
It's victory.
Sit there and look pretty.
It's
I'm
Victory
back, though.
Monday.
Yeah, welcome back. Technology.
I wasn't a part of
Yay.
the instant reaction. That was kind of a bummer. I was excited. And
It
ready to have
was.
fun.
Kyle's like, I got to use my phone. We're like, that's fine. And he like holds the phone up, and then he's like, we get like 2 seconds in, and just like, and just gone.
We sat
Dead.
there for about 10 minutes like, is Coach coming back? I don't
Oh,
know.
10 minutes. That's kind of you to say. I sure it was 2 seconds. Kevin's like, F him. Let's keep going. Come on, Adam. Let's go. He's out.
We gave you a solid 10, and it was just like, all right, I got.
And then we were like, F it, let's go.
I've got shit
this
to
guy.
do, so
Yeah.
got to roll. But all right, folks, it's Victory Monday for us, Tuesday for you. You've had another extra day to soak in it, and boy, what a great game to revisit and look at. I mean, I don't know. I say great game, but like it was kind of a messy baby win, right?
It was a sloppy baby,
It's a
but
sloppy
Herbert
baby.
was not a baby. Herbert was a big
Herbert
boy.
was
and
amazing.
Put on
yes.
his big boy pants and threw some big boy balls and
That's
just a big boy.
Big boy balls.
Big
boy
boy
balls.
Throwing them around.
Swinging them over your shoulder like a continental soldier.
That's right. Boy, all right. I'm looking at the stats here. Yes, Chargers won 27-24 with that game-winning field goal kick from Dusty.
What's it? Dude, winning with a kick.
I know.
This is an improvement. Coach saw it, brought him in, made an improvement. Even though he did miss an extra point,
Right.
This is when you need them to make the kicks. He made the kick. We
Had
won
to
the
make
game.
that kick, yes.
All I can say is I'm very glad that Austin Eckler broke that little run to
yeah.
really lower my blood pressure because
Right.
Yeah.
a 42, 44 yarder for the win. Jesus, that would have been scary.
But did that really lower your blood pressure? Were you still just kind of like, oh man, like, I don't know, it could go wrong?
God.
Oh, yeah, it definitely could go. I mean, it was right at 30 yards. It was an extra point, and we shanked one of those hard earlier.
I know,
so,
that's what I'm saying. So, like,
yeah.
it wouldn't have brought, I mean, I guess it does kind of feel at least a little bit more comfortable, or at least you feel like the odds are better, but still, man, blood pressure is still like,
Yeah.
right
But it was a
up there
little
at the
bit
top.
lower. Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
a
a little
just a
bit better.
skosh. And yeah, man, what a great game from Herbert, man. Like, making those connections. And again, that deep ball, man. We haven't really seen that deep ball since what was it, the Cleveland game? Like that was the last like real deep pass that he got because he didn't get one in Baltimore.
And everyone's saying he's not doing it because they're putting the top over the defense, over the offense. But he was covered and he still made that throw.
Yeah.
That was
Sometimes-
crazy.
Man, that was almost it. In essence, it's a throwaway because he's going to put it in a place where his guy catches it or nobody else. He didn't have the underneath checkdowns, and you could kind of tell he was running out of time. So you're just like, hey, if Mike doesn't catch it, it's an incomplete pass. We'll move on. But those are the chances that we haven't really been taking.
Right.
So it's good. But on the flip side, we took a lot of checkdowns. And our tight ends were a huge
They
part
had
of
a
the game.
Yeah.
You know, like just quick little into the flat, hit them, let them get 4 or 5 yards. And they were a huge part of the game. So power to him for learning and taking what they give you.
Absolutely.
And
Because that's what Tom Brady does. That's what he does consistently, week in and week out. He's just going to find the open guy no matter 2 yards, 12 yards, 30 yards. He's going to hit him.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Parham touchdown it was just the check down, like a quick little out and just the stiff arm.
Yeah,
just
let a guy make a play.
Just so
sit
long.
down. Get out of my way.
Out of the way. Just literally put like the length of his arm is out of control. Like he just pushed him out of bounds and just like whoop. Touchdown.
I mean, he kind of did that with I think it was the Cleveland game that he got that one touchdown. It was another like just real kind of like maybe 5 or 10 yards from the end zone. Like either push the guy or let the other guy like run out of bounds, like kind of dodge him and then just kind of prance in, holding the ball out. And He's great with that. Like that's so
Thank
cool
you,
to see
XFL.
Donald Parham have such good success
Thank
with
you,
this team.
XFL.
Was that Darius Slay that he kind of just threw to the ground? Or was that somebody else?
I think it
Don't
was.
remember.
I felt like Slay was getting targeted by Herbert.
He was.
We made him fake an injury. He was like, I'm over it. Because we hit like 3 or 4 big long plays to him, and then he randomly pulled a hammy and was over getting stretched. And I'm like, come on.
This sucks, man.
Or he's like, oh man, my Pro Bowl's in jeopardy. I better get hurt pretty quick
Pro
here.
Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, not after that game. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, great game all around. Looking over at the stats here. Let's see. We definitely beat them in passing or in total yards, 445 versus their 331, and definitely beat them in the passing yards for sure, 356 versus their measly 155.
We had 200 more passing yards.
Yeah,
So
but
much.
It's a lot.
rushing yards we could have done better. Our 89 to their 176, and yards per play were pretty close, 6.8 versus their 5.8. So. They were moving the ball. We knew that they were going to be running the ball.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, we just need to expect that from every team going forward, that they will run the ball. They are going to run the ball.
We just got to find ways to win. It just is what it is now.
Right. And for a while, we were holding Hurts out of the end zone, and I felt like my prediction might have come pretty close, but no, he had to throw that one stupid pass.
I'm gonna with the bold prediction. I was the closest. I just want to say it. I said I had 28-21. Herbert with over 300 passing yards. I was the closest.
You know the only time that close works or is helpful.
Price is
Horseshoes and
right.
hand grenades.
Oh.
Horseshoes and hand grenades. Not get bold prediction.
Horseshoes and hand grenades. Oh, what a title!
Close is good for nothing here, dude.
All right, fine. Shut up.
All right, fine.
Shut up. No, you shut up.
You shut up.
Shut up.
All right, looking over at some accolades that need to be given out. Obviously, Justin Herbert had himself a hell of a game and hit 600 career completions. Only player in NFL history to do so through the first 25 starts of a career.
Crazy.
600 completions. That is wild.
He just moved past. He just moved past Mahomes. So he's all by himself.
Divided by 25, that's 24 per game if you're doing the math at home. So completions, yes, not just attempts, like completions, 24 per game.
Yeah.
That is impressive. So congrats to Herbert.
It's just so good for him. We all knew he would bounce back. Like we knew that it would happen.
Yeah.
But everyone was trying to pull this. Oh, the NFL's figured out Justin Herbert, and
they figured him out. Yeah.
Like now he's not going to be able to do it anymore. I'm like, fucking just wait.
Just wait.
Just keep those words in your mouth when he comes back and has a huge game like he did in this game. Like,
exactly.
Just so stupid.
Yeah. Unlike, looking like at Mahomes, who is just like digressing, like game by game, like just seems to be getting worse and worse. Just like, holy
By the
cow.
way, this is a completely off topic note. Did anyone see where they put Jordan Love's
his
mom and girlfriend?
Yeah. Ridiculous.
The Chiefs put him at the highest nosebleed possible.
Such a dick move.
That was so mean.
Like, how is that even possible?
They look kind of bummed too because the camera found him. I didn't think they had a lens long enough to zoom in, but they found him. And they're sitting there like, "Wow, we're up here really high." This sucks.
Yeah, they found him. You know, the Chiefs organization was like, "Hey, check out where we put Jordan's parents."
Yeah, that's
not going to be able to run up to him and hand him a game ball at the end of the game. There,
he didn't throw any touchdown
the
passes,
best throw of his day, trying to make it up to his family.
There you go. Yeah, unfortunate to see the Chiefs win that game, but is what it is.
Lucky SOBs.
Aaron Rodgers, why did you do this to us? There's no like.
Why you do this?
Why did you do this to us?
My brother-in-law on Sunday was like, "How?" Because he's a really big Bears fan. He hates the Packers. He's like, it feels like the NFL's in on it somehow. Because like the Chiefs are their like wonder baby. Always want to talk about Mahomes. Like they have to be good for ratings and blah blah blah. They start to suck. All of a sudden, arguably the best quarterback in the NFL has COVID the week they're going to play them. Like, come on. There's something going on.
Barely won.
Yeah.
Just
barely
ever
won.
so slightly.
Yeah.
Pretty
barely
weak.
won.
Yeah. So it is what it is. But going back to our game, again, more accolades to hand out. Justin Herbert recorded a perfect 158.3 passer rating under pressure in week 9. So
stupid.
Yeah, pressure or
That's
not,
stupid.
he's still going to kick your ass.
It's almost better than when he gets pressure on him. Honestly.
I mean, that's what it felt like last year.
crazy.
Like we had such a banged up O-line last year that like he still did amazingly under pressure, better under pressure. It felt like. So I think he's just used to having to make those kind of split second decisions. All right, everybody, get your cell phones out. It is that time.
Buckle up
to vote for the FedEx Air and Ground Players of the Week. And who else is up there but our golden boy, Justin Herbert, against Matt Ryan and Carson Wentz. So
we got this. I'm feeling so good about this right now.
Herbert's got this.
The question is, how much are we going to beat them by?
It might
I
be
think that's what we need to ask.
It might be 100%.
He might get 100%.
99 to 0.5. That would be pretty cool.
That would be pretty impressive.
100.
It just might be 100. 0 votes for the other two guys.
Yeah.
But vote. Let's make the reality.
Who wants to vote for Matt Ryan or Carson Wentz?
Yeah, not even their fans are just like,
No.
I can't in good conscience.
Justin Herbert. Come on, get real.
All right, more accolades. Since we did get a win, we did get to see a game ball victory speech. And
finally, I missed those so much.
Yeah, we went 3 weeks without one. We were definitely jonesing for it. And Staley said, I've got one game ball today. This kind of shows what the NFL is about. You join up with new guys during the season and they become part of your team. And what we are doing here is we are building a team. You can't do it without a guy that can finish the game for you. Game ball for Dustin Hopkins. So, well deserved, Dusty.
Kick man,
Dusty.
Get game ball.
Yeah, and that, God, I love the pictures. I don't know who the photographer is for this team, but they are just getting solid pictures of like when they're in the locker room and just the celebrations, the big hugs. The hugs that Staley keeps getting is so heartwarming. Like, I'm not jealous. I'm like, I'm comparing. I am, okay, mild amount of jealousy. But I'm like looking at other teams going like, nobody's hugging Bill Belichick like this. Like, nobody's hugging Andy Reid like this. Like,
Bill Belichick gets a handshake.
Right. He gets a firm handshake and a slight nod and off to the showers. So, like, to see Staley getting hugs from Herbert, from Dustin Hopkins, from Derwin James, like all these like big guys that are just like, and you can just see it in their face. Like, it is such an emotional hug. Like, it's not just like, good game, that like pat, the 2 pats on the back kind of hug. Like we're just gonna hug for a second here. This is like, no, these are big.
It's like we weren't in separate. Yeah, it's like we weren't in separate meetings all week. We were like, they were working on this together. It was a plan that they executed and they celebrated that together. It wasn't like a walkthrough relationship where they just see each other for a couple of minutes a day.
Right.
This isn't just a job for these guys. Like, this means so much more to them, and you see it in all of the photos that these guys are taking, and they're really
calling
gorgeous.
Card. Right? Yeah, relationships and competitiveness. That's
big time, and it shows in those pictures. You can see it. All right. Well, looking at the AFC West, who'd have thought that we would be in week 9 and every team would have 5 wins? Like,
that's crazy.
That is
crazy.
Thanks,
man.
Packers. Thank you, Packers.
Thanks for nothing.
Thanks for nothing.
Thanks for nothing.
It's wild to see the Broncos at 5-4, Chiefs 5-4, Raiders 5-3, and Chargers 5-3. I mean, Chargers being on top because we've got our 2 divisional wins, really. So, yeah,
but now it's all going to start,
man. Yeah,
now
it's going to start.
The interleague, like we're playing each other because we're the only team that's played. No, everyone except for the Broncos have played 2 games, but you got to play 6, so they're going to come here hot and heavy pretty fast in the last 9 weeks. It's pretty much you're playing a team every other week, so it's gonna the discrepancy is gonna start to show itself here pretty fast.
Yeah.
So I got a question I want to propose. I think the Raiders and the Chiefs play here pretty soon, if not this upcoming week.
I think Sunday night is football.
Yeah. So who do you want to win that game? Because if you have to pick somebody that you want to be right behind us, who do you want there?
I want the Raiders there.
Me too.
You want the Raiders to win?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would love for it to be down to us and the Raiders and we just
Can they
kick their
tie?
ass in Vegas. Because isn't that who we play week 17? Isn't that how we end our season? In Vegas against the Raiders?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last game is against the Raiders. One right before that is the Broncos. And I mean, we still got to play the Broncos twice, and Chiefs is just a couple weeks prior to that. So yeah, from December to January, 3 out of those last 4 games are divisional games. So those are going to be really important.
It's going to be intense, man.
It's going to be busy. Yeah. I would rather the Raiders win on Sunday night.
Totally.
I don't know why. The Chiefs have won the division too much. I just want them to never win another one ever again.
Just don't make the play. Yeah. Don't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
The craziest thing for me, because I got to sit down and watch football all Sunday. Like, what happened? Like, there's no team that is consistent at all. There's no one you can be like, they're gonna run it all the way to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, not
like you see, the Jaguars beating the Bills 9-6.
I couldn't believe that. I saw the score and I was like, oh, they must be partway through the game. And I look further to the right and it says final. It's
over.
Like, what? Yeah. Like 9-6?
Yeah. Like it makes me feel better that we can still find ourselves and figure out how we want to be the best Charger team, and we can still be successful because everyone else in this league is just all over the place. It's just kind of crazy year.
Yeah. I mean,
the Broncos manhandled the Cowboys.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was 30-0 at one point. It was just a weird. It was the Derrick Henry-less Titans put a smacking on the Rams, who were supposed to be
at
Super
home,
Bowl contenders.
Hey, I told you, be careful when you splash that pot, Rams. You might lose that hand. Just saying. You lost that first game.
Yeah, they showed Von Miller standing off on the side, so all their winnings are just sitting there on the sideline doing nothing for you. So,
nothing.
Slow money. I think this is the only division. The AFC West is the only division where every team is over 500 on their win-loss ratio. So it's such a tough division. Yeah, it's such a tough division.
Almost halfway through the season, everyone's over 500.
Yeah. Well, ours is the only division where every team is over 500. So it is impressive. All right, folks, and now it's time to talk about our sponsor for this episode, Symbol. Symbol is the stock market for sports that allows you to profit off your sports knowledge. On Symbol, you can trade sports teams like stocks, and every time your teams win, you earn cash. Use your sports knowledge on Symbol to buy low, sell high, and earn cash payouts when your teams win. Join the 7,000 plus early adopters who have started to invest in their favorite teams. Visit www.symbol.com. That's SIMBULL.com to create a free account. And when you deposit, make sure to use the promo code ChargerChat, all one word, for a money-back guarantee. Make sure to use the promo code ChargerChat, and your deposit will have a money-back guarantee up to $500. That means even if you lose money in the first 90 days, Symbol will refund your initial deposit, no questions asked. Join Symbol and start investing and profiting from your favorite teams. All right, folks. Well, now let's take a look at the press conference after the game. They talked to Coach on Justin and the offensive line. 32 of 38 passing in a pro game. That's really, really good. But what I liked about it is we got to the deep part of the field today. We were able to access all parts of the field in a lot of different ways. I felt like Justin was patient today. I felt like he was extremely accurate and played with really good timing. And our offensive line had a lot to do with that. Our offensive line played a very, very good football game today. This was a line of scrimmage game, and our offensive line competed at a really high level. They were outstanding.
0 sacks. Like, he had time, and
when really 0 sacks?
Yeah, 0 sacks.
Wow.
Sack.
Yeah,
there was only one the whole game, and it was Joey Bosa's. There was only one.
Wow.
It was. They played well. Storm Norton played well. Like, they clicked. Everyone was doing well. Like, Storm didn't give up a pressure, which is
that's baffling.
Crazy.
Yeah, considering all of the gameplay prior.
But I think it goes to show the kind of matchups. Like, we've been playing some very strong edge defending teams, like very good pass rushers. So this team didn't quite have the level, and we were able to rein it in, or we had a great plan. I can't quite figure out what the difference was between this game in the last 2 weeks, but we got it done.
That's right, we did. Coach talking about Justin Herbert's bomb to Mike Williams. You can't underestimate what a good throw that is, because a mortal player doesn't make it look that easy. So are there immortal players that Staley's watching on the weekends? Like, is Scorpion
Justin.
throwing deep balls to
Justin.
Raiden in Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
Like, what's happening here?
I love this coach. He just called Justin immortal.
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 He's the immortal
He's a
one.
god.
I know what he meant. He doesn't think he's immortal, but like
Yeah,
just
I know,
the
right?
confidence and the glowing review of his quarterback is so amazing.
No, he's not immortal. He's a gangster. We all know that.
We all know that.
And then coach talking about the offensive play calling. My hat's off to Joe Lombardi. I think he called a fantastic game with the contributions to our entire offensive staff. I really felt connected today as a staff on offense, and I felt like we played like it.
So I'm curious, Kyle, like what do you take from like we felt connected today, just from an offensive coaching kind of like what does that mean?
I would expect that to mean like complementary football, right? Like what we worked together. We were both kind of on. We were in rhythm. They weren't off the field too much. We weren't on the field too much. Just complementary football. There was 0 turnovers on offense. I mean. I don't really know what he's saying. Maybe he's saying that his game plan that they had put together as a staff is what they went and executed. But whatever he meant, I like it. It works. We won, so I hope they feel connected. Is that what he said? Connected more
yes.
often.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Herbert's completion was out of control. It was like what 84%. Like,
Yeah,
that's great. That's amazing for that game.
Doesn't get much better than that.
It really doesn't. I feel like that. I might be wrong here, but I feel like that was a record for Herbert. Like that might have been like his best completion percentage.
If not, it's up there. It really is. Yeah.
and we didn't have a drop. We had one go through Keenan's hands at the beginning of the game, but no just flat out drops like we've been having these last couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the difference. It really
was huge
Well,
for getting in momentum.
84%. I don't know what
Yeah.
the completion percentage was the prior week, but it definitely wasn't 84%. So that's just
not
huge.
close. Yeah.
And they just drove the field. They just drove all day long. The first drive 99 yards.
That's so
We
good.
didn't score, but like they drove consistently the entire game.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they didn't punt. Ty Long didn't punt in that game.
No, I guess he didn't.
Which is absolutely
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
We go for it on 4th down because we're crazy, and I love Coach, but he's GD
Because we're
crazy.
crazy like that.
I love it, but it's like, and I'm curious too, like how these other teams are planning to go against us when they know we're going to go for it on 4th down. Like that's got to throw a kink in planning against us.
Well, you definitely added more segments into your week of focusing specifically on 4th down defense. You make it a whole segment in your week, so they think about it, they talk about it more, which takes away from talking about and thinking about everything else. But you can see we're having less success for sure, right? Like coming out the bat, I don't think other teams expected it, and they're like, "Wait, what the hell? What do we do? They didn't know what we like to run on 4th down."
Right.
Maybe they're starting to get more comfortable with what that looks like because it has become less effective.
Right.
But it's not a gimmick, though. They're still doing it the
Right.
same amount
It's
that
just
they were at the
philosophy.
beginning of the season.
That's their identity.
It wasn't like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not like let's jump out here, throw these guys off these first handful of games.
That's
It's
philosophy.
consistent.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Big time. Looking at some of the other Twitters, Fernando Ramirez tweeted out Chargers coach Brandon Staley says he expects linebacker Kenneth Murray to be a full participant this week in practice. Staley says they will see from there if he plays Sunday. Please and thank
Love
you.
to see him back on the field, man.
Yeah.
I'd love to see him back.
Big
We've
time.
not seen a full linebacking core with a healthy defensive line yet. I'm not saying that's going to revolutionize our run stop ability, but it can't hurt.
Sure.
Having
Hey,
fresh,
we go from
fresh linebackers in there, fresh defensive linemen in there, can't help. It can't hurt. I mean,
32nd to 29th. I'll take it.
Yeah. Hey, progress. That's all we're asking for. Just a little bit of progress. And then Daniel Popper, again, another ray of sunshine with this tweet. Cornerback Ryan Smith has torn an ACL, Brandon Staley said. So Ryan Smith,
That's
which
tough.
we saw him playing out there because a lot of the injuries, like the Mike Davis and Asante Samuel Jr., like we had to start kind of like digging a little bit deep on our
Next
cornerback
man
depth. And Ryan Smith was one of those guys. And unfortunately, tore his ACL. So,
and he was a big special teams guy too.
And he
so
was
that's
big on
huge.
special teams.
That's
That was the big reason I think why we picked him up to begin with, was for special teams.
Yeah.
So yeah,
maybe Gabe Neighbors comes back now. They need another.
Was he
Maybe.
inactive again this week?
He was.
Yeah.
I want Gabe Neighbors back in the active roster.
Yeah, I'd like to have him back too. I think especially the chemistry that he has with Herbert, and I think that would be helpful to have. But obviously, it wasn't enough to hinder us winning the game. We still won the game without Gabe, but imagine what it would be like with Gabe.
Yeah,
just imagine.
Just over there by the Gatorade, just with protein powder.
Just sprinkling it everywhere.
He's on the sideline. Maybe he's just giving him protein throughout the game. He's still out. He's still on the sideline.
Maybe they caught him, and that's why he's been inactive.
They slap it out of his hand. Knock it off with protein.
Knock it off, Gabe.
Stop it.
All right. Well, folks, don't forget to go to chargerchat.com. Check out some of the sweet merch we've got. And we've also got a members section on our page. So feel free to head over there, check it out. And when you get something from the store, it really helps us cover the cost of producing this show. So if you feel so inclined to, pick up a shirt, a sticker, a hoodie, something, it really helps us out. So we would appreciate that if you go to chargerchat.com. All right, folks. Well, now it's time to go on to the next segment. It is Fan Focus. Let's see who it is.
All right, guys, we're back with another Fan Focus, and we're super pumped to have J Rudy from Indiana. What is going on, J Rudy?
What's going on, my man?
Good, brother. Good. I love the shirt. I love what you got going on over there.
Oh yeah, I had to rock the Charger Chat shirt for sure.
Thanks, brother. Well, hey man, let's get into it. How did you become a Charger fan?
Okay, so a little bit of a story. So I'm out here in Indiana, obviously, Colts country. Growing up, my family was not into sports at all. So I kind of had to find my own way through that to football. Are you familiar with book fairs, like in elementary school?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so it was in 4th grade, I believe. Went to the book fair. They have pencils, erasers, books. They have posters as well. Posters of different cars, different athletes. So I'm thumbing through these posters, getting through the cars and not really into cars that much. Going through the basketball, baseball players. I come across this LaDainian Tomlinson poster. I have no idea who this guy is. I'm like, but he's got the dark black visor on. He's got the white bicep sleeve or bicep band on. And I'm like, I don't know who this cat is, but I have to get this poster. I go home that day and I tell my mom, I'm like, hey mom, can I please have, $10, $20 for the book fair? There's a poster I want. And she's like, what's this poster? I was like, I don't know. It's some football player. And she gives me the money. Yeah, she gives me the money and I'm praying because it had been a whole day that the poster was still there. Like, please still be there. I run into the libraries where it was, the book fair, praying it was still there. Sure enough, it was. I bought it. After that, shortly after, I got Madden 07 with Sean Alexander on the front. I started playing with the Chargers, getting more familiar with the players. And it was just a snowball effect. My first 4 years of being a Chargers fan, I never watched a game. I kept up with the box score game cast where it shows a little football on the field and it goes straight with a run. So that's how I kept up with all the games. And what I like to say really is LaDainian Tomlinson made me a Chargers fan, and Phillip Rivers made me a diehard. Phillip Rivers is my favorite player of all time. So he's the one that really solidified the whole thing for me. So, now I'm a Chargers fan till I die.
That's so awesome. What a crazy thing. 4 years of just watching the little, I know what you're talking about, that really basic graphic where it's got like the throws or a little arch and then like the runs. Like I remember all that. That's crazy, dude. Yeah,
that was my first 4 years because we didn't have cable. We had the basic, we had 10 channels on TV. I was too young to drive anywhere. So my only option was either, radio or just that Gamecast box score on the TV. And we had AOL dial up. So I would wait sometimes a couple minutes just to see that little football move. And I would see it move for a big chunk play. And I would be cheering just like I'm watching on TV. it was for me, it was just as intense.
Oh my God, that's awesome. So do you remember the first game you actually saw on TV?
The first time I went to see a game on TV, my mom's boyfriend at the time, he would go over to his buddy's house. They'd always have a big get together for Sunday football. The guy was a big Bears fan, so he had all the games there. But they were on the living room, and I was like, hey, I'm not interested in the Bears. Do you maybe have the Chargers game on? Because I've never watched the game. I'm trying to do that. And he was like, yeah. So I went into this small closet room he had with a small little TV. The picture was real grainy, but I didn't care. I watched the Chargers. They won. I remember them winning. I remember where I watched it. I'm just not sure who they played. But it was a good time regardless. I was just happy. You always want to win, but I was just happy to watch them on TV for the first time.
Oh man, that's awesome. What a wait. That's crazy. So, speaking of watching Charger football, we just got the W this Sunday. How are you feeling? How's your Victory Monday going?
It's going good. And it's a big weight that came off my shoulders because, we lose to Baltimore and then we go into the bye week and then, we come out refreshed. Let's get this show on the road. Let's get a dub against the Patriots. And we take another L, unfortunately. And it's just, you start to get this weight on your chest, on your shoulders. Like, man, this is, we need to turn this thing around. And luckily it wasn't always pretty. But we got the W yesterday. Justin Herbert was willing and dealing. Keenan Allen was Keenan Allen again. So that was nice to see. But it was a nice victory to, get back in the win column.
Yeah, there's something about those Monday mornings when you wake up after a victory. It's like, especially being on Twitter, it feels like the wild, wild west when we lose, right? So it's like everyone's like just literally firing at everyone, like pew 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 pew.
It is.
And now it's just like everyone's coming back together again. It feels pretty good.
It's funny how Twitter works, and I'm not gonna lie, the season is a roller coaster. And I'm on that ride the entire time. I'm down in the lows and I'm up on in the highs as well. And I do let my emotions get the best of me. I'm very, very low and high, but I'm more on the positive side. And I don't try to display that negativity on Twitter.
Sure.
Too much.
Honestly, I don't even think it's a bad thing. I think it's shows how diehard you are, and you're obviously diehard. You watched your first 4 seasons of Charger football with the little ticker thing, with the little graphic. That's insane, man.
Yeah, it was. I'm glad. As soon as I got my license, though, it was. I don't care where I gotta go. If it's B Dubs or whatever restaurant I could get the game on, or if I had a buddy that had the game on, I'm going there. I don't care how far I have to drive. But as soon as I could watch it on TV, that was the only option.
Well, we have the Vikings coming up on Sunday. We're back at home. We just recently lost there. What are your thoughts on this Vikings game? We should have this, right? What do you think we need to do to get the W?
So I go into every game. I do not care what our record is. I don't care what the other team's record is. I go into every game expecting to win. That's just how I am. I am, aware of our shortcomings and whatnot, but I always think we're going to win. With the Vikings coming up, I'm a little worried that Dalvin Cook might break a previous record set by another Vikings running back. So my main keys for that game is Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler, and our pass catchers have to score more points than Dalvin Cook. And we have to we got to make sure Kirk Cousins is uncomfortable because they have some good pass catchers on their side of the ball with Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson. We got to limit those guys. Hopefully we get Vato back. I think he's trending in the right direction, but we need to get some players healthy. Hopefully Kenneth Murray can get back out there. So hopefully we can get some reinforcements because we're going to need them. They're a good team. The Vikings are. So we need Justin Herbert to will and deal also. So it's going to be a fun one.
Totally. Yeah. Another 300 yards would be awesome, Justin. Keep that record, building that thing. Keep going. And hopefully, getting those cornerbacks back, hopefully, I don't think everyone realized how big of a deal that was. They give up a lot on the outside this game. So hopefully we can lock that down, stop that run, And we don't need to have the best run defense in the league. We just need to be better than 32nd.
Yeah. I don't think 32nd is going to quite do the job.
No,
we definitely got to be better in that department for sure. That's going to be. It's been a problem, and you think Brandon Staley will eventually figure it out, at least to lessen the impact there. But it's going to get tested. The most has been tested this Sunday against Dalvin Cook, because he's one of the best running backs in the league, obviously.
Yeah, for sure. I'm with you. I'm going to the game, so hopefully we can bring some good vibes and get loud and put him off his game this week.
Let's go. Hopefully, bring the energy. I know you will for sure.
No, we will for sure, brother. So, dude, it was so awesome meeting you, man, and thank you so much for your time coming on and chatting with us.
Hey, I appreciate it so much. It's been an absolute honor. Love the podcast. I think it's the best podcast out there.
Thanks, brother.
So keep doing what y'all are doing. I love it.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you, and yeah, man. Let's go get the W on Sunday.
Let's go. Let's keep it rolling.
Right,
K, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
J Rudy, buddy.
Rudy,
that was
Rudy.
Rudy. That was what a great story. It was so funny. Like, as you're telling the story about going to the book fair, we had another guy on here. I want to say it might have been Brian Rick might have been the guy that went to a book fair and he got the little eraser.
He found an eraser?
Yeah.
I think he found it at school or whatever.
Yeah, Brian, if it's not you, I apologize, but I'm trying to remember who it was. But somebody came on and was like, yeah, I saw the Charger eraser, and that was their link into the fandom. And now to have J Rudy go to another book
LT
fair
poster
and get a Charger poster to have that be his link, like, wow, what are the odds? But that's impressive.
And just how we watched 4 years.
Lord have mercy.
That's incredible.
That is dedication.
Shit, yeah, you're starting out hardcore, dude. You don't even get to see the colors on TV, the whole deal. Like,
that's
just
wild.
The best part of the Chargers, their unis.
Right?
Yeah. I wonder if he's just like had the poster, his LT poster on the wall, just kind of looking at the thing, looking up, looking at the cast, looking up at the poster.
Yeah.
Visualize, like, put yourself in there.
He's like holding like a little stick of like LT like moving down like a little action figure.
I love it.
And then he was like, I don't like, I'm not going to quote him exactly, but he was like, I'm not a Bears fan. Can we watch some Chargers? That made me laugh.
That was awesome.
That was really cool. Jay Rudy, thank you for coming on and chatting with my man Kev Hug and Duggan.
Appreciate it.
All right,
brother.
folks. Now it is time to go on to the next segment. You know him, you love him. The Craig Experience.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Come on in, man. Kick your feet up.
Oh.
Craig Experience.
Hello there.
Make yourself at home. Got some stuff to talk about, right? Moving on.
Dubs up. L's down. If you can't swim with the boat gang, you might drown. CC fam. Big salute to the rest of the boat gang. What's goody? You got Craig in Texas coming to you with a winning edition of the Craig Experience. And it's been like a month since we had one of these joints. And I'm, really, really happy about it. But of course, it wouldn't be a Chargers game if it didn't come down to a final possession, a field goal. It just is what it is, and we know what to expect at this point. But we'll take the W's however we can get them, of course. This one was interesting. And of course, we got to look at everything. We don't want to, be completely biased to just the good. We have to attack the things that are areas of opportunity, as I like to call them. Defensively, let's just get this out of the way. Guys, the roster is what it's going to be. Don't look for any real significant changes to come in the run defense. There's a reason I believe there were no real moves made at the trade deadline, but I'll get to that in a few. But yeah, I told you, Justin Jones, as he is added depth, which is something that's needed, so guys aren't in there snap after snap getting big boyed, at least for rotational purposes. But other than that, JJ ain't doing a whole lot to help that run defense. Week in and week out, just expect it. If a team has a solid offensive line and running backs, probably going to get the ball crammed down our throats for at least $150 a week. So, just prepare yourselves for that every week. Don't get annoyed with it during the game. I know it's easy to say, easier said than done, but it's just a fact at this point. Nothing's really going to change that. But again, I'll get to why I think they kind of sat on their hands at the trade deadline in a minute. Yo, quick question. How do y'all like y'all's chicken? Well, you know what? It's November. Thanksgiving's coming up, so let's go the turkey route. I personally like mine smoked. If you want yours fried, baked, whatever your thing is, that's what Chris Harris is. Homie's cooked. I'm thankful that, and I'm sure the team is as well, Staley made mention of this, grateful that he's able to be versatile enough to play many positions in the secondary. Great. But dude was getting flamed. We all had front row seats to that movie, and I don't think anybody enjoyed it, Chris included. So really hopeful that ASJ and Vato get back soon, because we ain't trying to go back for another viewing of that one. That's not the box office smash that we were hoping for. I don't know who was hoping for it, but you get my drift. We just got to suck it up and deal with it. Like I said before, the defense is what it is. Of course, the passing game is going to be decent with those guys back, but the running game, just deal with it. So outside of that, I'm not one who likes to complain about the referees because, of course, you never want to put games in refs' hands. But I can't help but notice, as I'm sure many of you did also, that there were literally 3 drive extending runs by Jalen Hurts that led to touchdowns where there were blatant, nasty, ridiculous holds on Joey Bosa and Linval Joseph that happened directly in front of the ref's face. Like, homie would have had to be Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles, Helen Kellerin, whatever the deal is, to not see what was going on. He just opted not to do anything about it. And that made, again, drives be extended, and that made the game closer than what maybe it should have been. But I digress. It is what it is. You just kind of deal with it as it comes because those calls kind of happen on both sides, but it was very obvious that there were some real advantageous calls for the Eagles in key moments, but whatever. So moving on to the positives, because there were multiple. Y'all saw the offense, man. J Herbo getting his Rose Bowl J Herbo on, running one in for a TD, tossing 2 others. Homie had like a 84% completion percentage. Nasty. Keenan was over $1. I think he's like $120 something receiving. Mike Will caught a deep shot. Hey, I'm gonna keep riding this train until it becomes a regular thing. And maybe it'll be next year. And I mentioned this in weeks past. Donald Parham needs to be a focus of this offense, particularly on those 3rd and go for it all 4th downs, and specifically in the red zone. There should never be a red zone visit where that dude doesn't get at least 2 targets. Unless they're converting early on, hell, they could do it on 1st down, whatever. Don't wait until late and down in distance to decide you're going to do it. I mean, he's there. He's 6'8" and has a near 40-inch vertical jump. Who's defending that? Look, people consider Mike Williams a jump ball guy. Yes, he's a good contested guy, ball guy. He doesn't have the highest vertical jump. You can go look at his RAS scores for proof. I think he's like low 30-inch. But you got a dude over here that's literally a power forward with nearly 40-inch vert. Why would he not be an option in the red zone or on 3rd and 4th downs? I think, again, as his career progresses, he's going to develop more into a number 1 guy. Right now, he's kind of like in that mix with Jared Cook, who, had a good game. And, Steven Anderson for president, by the way. And, between you and I think Gabe Neighbors needs to enjoy every victory brisket he can, because I'm not sure he's going to be around next year. Steven Anderson is stealing his snaps, and he's being a do-it-all, fullback, H-back, tight end, and he's making plays. At this point, Gabe's been inactive for a couple weeks. I don't see that trend ending anytime soon. But also outside of that as well, defense. Linval Joseph is a grown man. If there's nothing else positive that goes on in that defensive front, the big goon is our any and everything. And thank God for him. Nasir Adderley, had a coming home game. Homecoming, he was out there balling, man. Dude was laying cats out on special teams. He was making plays in the secondary. He was in Philly, and he was there to put on a show, and I think he handled himself very, very well. And then we got the special teams. How nice is it to actually have positive field position on kick and punt returns? Who knew that was a thing? Justin Herbert doesn't have to start inside his own 10, 20-yard line every possession? Cool. Let's just keep that going. And outside of that, a game-winning field goal. Mr. Hopkins, bravo, man. Thank you. Thank you for exercising the demons. We know that you had a missed PAT, and according to you, you rushed your process, and that's the reason why. So from here on out, don't do that. But just keep doing what you're doing, man. Help us to forget and put all the pain in the past. You know, we got PTSD from all these issues with kickers. So hopefully, again, you have helped us move beyond that. Going back real quick to what I mentioned about not making any moves at the trade deadline. Here's my thought process about this. I think Brandon Staley essentially has to make a big enough sample size that he can present to Telesco and John Spanos, because Buddy's involved in this process. If y'all are in denial about that, it's time to wake up. He has to make a big enough sample size to prove them, hey, these guys don't work. And in order to do it, he's got to, I imagine, show them, see, this dude can't do this. So we need to remove him and get someone who can. If you go into the trade deadline and you find players that can fit the system and work, you might actually end up masking the deficiencies. I think Staley's master plan is to weed out the guys who shouldn't be there and make it to the point to where there can be no denying it. So this offseason should be fun. I hate being 5-3 and talking about next offseason, but I think this is Staley's master plan. So, mark this, and we'll come and revisit, come next offseason. Tell me if I'm full of it or not. But, all right, so fellas, going into next week against the Vikings and moving forward, do you think that the offense has now taken steps forward to start doing what they originally told us they were going to do and working more towards J Herbo's strengths, which are utilizing his mobility, getting him outside the pocket, and getting some more passes going down the field? You think that Joe Lombardi has kind of figured out that he isn't Drew Brees, so you shouldn't limit him to the dink and dunks, and you got to make use of every quadrant of the field more consistently. And also the running game, which they used in certain aspects to help close things out, and you have to keep defenses honest. Do you think it becomes a little bit more of a factor somehow, some way, and the offense finds some balance? Let me know what you're feeling about it and what you think. But, y'all all know what it is. Bowl ganger don't bang. Till next time, folks. K-Love you, bye.
Well, that is an interesting thought there, Craig.
I like that take. That's an interesting, put it out on Front Street. Here's what you had before I got here. And you let us know what you think when this is all said and done, who we should keep on this roster. It's an interesting idea.
Well, I mean, basically just trying to make the best of what you've got and see how far it can take you. But yeah, having a sample size now, I mean, some of these guys, you got to imagine they've had a sample size. Like Trey Pipkins, how much bigger of a sample size do you need for Trey Pipkins?
They got enough, and now he's inactive. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So at least they've made that kind of a move for Trey. But just in the other areas of where our deficiencies lie, like right now, there's no denying our run defense needs help. Like that is right now the biggest need of help right now. And I think the right side of the offensive line is either second, maybe first. I'm not sure. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think when you watch us against the run, the only guy that wins blocks is Linval Joseph. He's the only one that's getting off a block and in a position to make a play.
Yeah.
The other guys are all just getting they're back 2 yards, just holding on for dear life, trying not to give up a huge, something gigantic.
Mm-hmm.
It's like no one else is winning. And what a lot of teams have done, we've played a lot of running quarterbacks. They're doing the read option and they're make Joey the read guy. So in essence, he can't win the block because he has to just sit there and read quarterback. So now they've taken away our best player by doing a read option and not blocking Joey so that he has to sit there and read. And the only guy on our defensive line that wins in the run is Linval. So they're just running off tackle, and you don't have to worry about the nose guard winning the block. That's why in those short yarded situations, you see Linval in the backfield, but he's back there all on his own. So yeah. I mean, I do think that there will be a sample size that forces us to make some moves in the offseason to get Brandon his defense. But I don't think that in Staley's mind, he's jeopardizing games or not wanting to play well so that he wants to be successful. Guys. Yeah, but he wants to. He's not going to make them bad so that he can just get his way in the offseason.
Well, no.
But I do think that will be an outcome.
Right. It's not so much making them bad. It's not making the moves in mid-season to
that's
pick
just
guys
what he
up.
had. That's what he has. That's what will be the natural outcome.
Right.
Because our GM and our owner don't want to make those moves in free agency or in the trade before the deadline.
Yeah. And then to answer your question in regards to whether or not we start to see the offense in the way that they were touting it to be, I mean, I feel like we were starting to see that like at the beginning of the season, and then we just had this like dip in the Baltimore, New England area. And maybe now this is our reemergence, the Phoenix rising from the ashes kind of situation, and the start of a new stretch of wins. I don't know.
We had 2 bad games.
Yeah.
I think honestly, it's you got to look at. I know I am the homer for him. I'm a homer for this team, but you look at Justin. When Justin plays well, he can cover up deficiencies. He didn't have good games the last 2 weeks, and we weren't competitive. When he's good, and like Coach said, he's patient, he's accurate, he's just feeling the flow of the game, we're going to be hard to beat. It might come down to the fourth quarter, and it might come down to a kick, but we are going to be in all of these games.
Right.
So I have confidence. I had confidence, and every week I do, but I have seeing how they did this week, seeing what Justin did. I feel like this is a great game to build on. And you saw what he did last year. You know, he goes on runs. He has a couple tough games, and he goes on a run. So I see us being able to do that the second half of this season, and I think he's going to do extremely well.
I'd like to hope so. Yes, I'd like to think that they'll scheme to his strengths, and boy, I'd love to see some more deep passes to Mike Will and Keenan and anybody that can get down there.
It's just so fun when he locks and loads and just you don't see where. That's why I love watching it on TV, because you don't see where he's throwing. You don't see. You wait for the camera to pan. Like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? Yes, it's fun.
It is fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I also wanted to touch on the Chris Harris take. I think there's a reason he's a slot corner now. He's that inside guy, because everyone knows that he doesn't have the speed to run with the number ones outside. That's just a reality. He was forced into it this week because of injury.
Right.
We were down 2 guys. Tavon Campbell was hurt even coming into the game.
Right.
And then we went down another corner. So it's like he was put in a position where that's not where he's going to succeed. The reason that he works better in the slot is he has help. If we go man, he could take outside leverage. He has help from his linebacker. He has much closer help from his safety.
Right.
He has a lot more. He can just be kind of that wise veteran that can make plays without having to be the just out of this world athlete that can run 1,000,000 miles an hour. That's just not who he is anymore. This week was a bad look for him, and he got exposed because he had to play out of position. But like you said, it's like he's so versatile. He's safety, corner. He could play outside if we're in a zone. If we're in man to man, that's just not part of his toolbox anymore. He's playing man to man on the outside.
Yeah,
he wasn't necessarily set up for success, like you were saying. But it was just a necessity this week with our 2. Keep in mind, like we did hold him to how many passing yards? 150 or 160?
Under 150.
With both of our starting cornerbacks out. Just keep that in mind. Like this defense is designed to keep these guys from passing on us. Like that's what it is. And we were able to do that. Granted, it was against Jalen Hurts. We were able to do that with backups.
Right.
So, it's promising. And, he definitely got put out on the limb for this defense a little bit. And, maybe slightly unfair to what he's capable of doing in his specific role, like Kyle was saying.
I think those are all excellent points. And Craig, thank you as always for popping on,
thanks,
man.
Craig.
You've always got such great insight and points. We really do appreciate it. And now, folks, it's time to go on to the next segment. It's Ask Boltfam. Let's see how many we've got today.
Time to put your money where your mouth is.
Hi, guys. Don't jam a thumb up his butthole. That's what you do. I wet myself in excitement.
Oh, so hungry.
Your thoughts are like totally appreciated.
Catch you later, dude.
Okay, love you, boy.
All right, folks, it's time for Ask Boltfam, and we've got lots of questions for this episode. We started off with an old favorite of ours, Daniel Llewellyn, who asked the question. Okay. So my question is this. Yeah, bitches. That's a damn win. See you all in Thunder Alley next Sunday. Okay, later on, dudes.
I will see you there, my friend.
That's right. Yes. Next game, Vikings. Kev Duggan will be in attendance, folks. So keep an eye out for him at Thunder Alley. That's going to be a good game. Yeah, this is
Huggin Jr. will be with. If you see a little like a 6-year-old blonde kid, little guy on somebody's shoulders, you're probably me. So we'll see you there at Thunder Alley.
Big time. That'll be fun. So keep an eye out, Daniel. Thank you for bringing the hype. Let's move it on now to Bolt Gang, who asked the question.
Oh, was happy to see Andre Roberts got some nice runs in. I also liked all the tight ends work, especially Parham's. Hooah! Also, nice to see Palmer got some more targets. What do you think we should do with Guyton? K, love you, bye. Hooah!
Guyton made a good catch this last game.
He had a big third down catch. This of the game. Yeah. I mean,
he's not going anywhere.
Yeah,
I don't think he still has opportunities. He's still fast. He's our take the top off.
I do think there's potential for Palmer to take his job by the end of the year, though.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I think as he continues to get more and more experience, gets better, because he's on the field pretty consistently now. And Guyton, I mean, like, he has a couple plays here and there, but there's nothing like outrageously special about anything that Guyton does. So I don't know. He just gets lost most of the game. He'll here and there, but I don't know. We'll see.
As long as he doesn't drop any more balls, that's all I'm looking for right now for the season for Guyton.
Yeah. If he can shore up his hands, that's all we really need from him. So, Bolt Gang, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to the Chargers nerd, aka Daniel, who asked the question.
Shout out to Justin Jones, Linval Joseph, Michael Schofield, and Storm Norton. None of them were replaced at the deadline. All of them played better this week.
Sure
did. You think they played better because they were like, I made it. Okay. God, I should probably step it the fuck up. Okay, let's do this.
I think it goes.
Give me some.
Where's the Gatorade girl? Gatorade.
Where's neighbors? I need some protein. Quick.
Okay, can I?
You can make your point now. Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Our sketch is over.
If you don't want to play along, you can.
You guys are having fun. I was letting it go. I just tried to start a point like 12 times. So
fair enough.
That was fun. Thanks, guys. I do think that there is something to the fact that like they feel some kind of they have somebody behind them, like, we trust you. We're not going to replace you. Go play, do your thing. And they did. I mean, Justin Jones had an okay whatever game, but our offensive line, Schofield and Storm over there on the right side, they did a pretty damn good job. Like you said, you don't give up a sack. That's a win for an offensive line.
Yeah.
Because how does it feel, Kyle? Because we didn't get rid of you at the podcast trade deadline. You're still with us. We got your back. We really were pulling for you. I feel like your performance has increased this week.
If you tried to get rid of me, you'd be in a full rebuild, my friend. That's a full. That's a tear it down and rebuild it type of thing. Yeah.
Who are we tanking for?
I know we better get a lot of picks. A lot of picks.
Yeah, you're gonna need it.
There you go. Chargers nerd Daniel, thank you for asking the question or making the observation. Let's move it on now to Carl Bowlingtoft. Carl, who asked the question.
How good is Herbert? I mean, pretty good, right?
How good can he get? I can't even imagine, baby. Yeah, I mean, who knows what the ceiling is for Herbert right now?
I don't know. We're gonna have 10 years to see, right? Hopefully,
yeah.
You're gonna have, it's the NFL. You're gonna have a couple down games, but then you're gonna have what he just did. Like, that's what he's capable of doing. It's fantastic.
Right. And he's still breaking a different record every week that he has a decent game. You know what I mean? It's
crazy.
Yeah.
All he has to do is have a decent game and he'll break a record.
Yep.
Yeah, decent game. And that's a decent game for him. 360 yards is a decent game.
That was a really good game. Yeah. He threw for 2 touchdowns and ran for 1.
Ran for 1, yeah.
Yeah. That's a really
And honestly, that run, whoever that cornerback was going at his knees, I almost looked him up on Twitter and said some hateful things to him. Because don't you go tackling people at their knees, you dickhead.
Well, he doesn't want to get laid out, dude. They watch film. They know Justin just lowers his shoulder. Yeah. You don't want to be that guy that gets laid out by a quarterback.
Lights out.
He gets up with the dance.
Sign him up.
Yeah. Sign him up.
Carl Bowlingtoft, thank you for asking the question. We move on now to Max.
Certified fresh.
Who asks the question?
That was pretty good. I did that.
That was smooth. Yeah.
You said that without any hesitation.
Yeah, that was pretty smooth.
Thanks, guys.
Great game, boys, but I am fair puckled after that one. Herbert is the man. He's the man now, dog. Love the way the tight ends were so involved in the game against the Eagles. My question, with the emergence of Steven Anderson as much as improved blocker and seeing how often he lines up in the fullback position, do you see the Chargers possibly making a move to release Gabe Neighbors? I mean, Gabe was inactive for Sunday's game, and Anderson gives the Chargers much more options when he's in the game. Also, how much influence do you think Neighbors' close relationship with Herbert will have on any decision that is made? Can't wait to be at SoFi on Sunday to watch the Bolts vanquish the Vikings with their ugly puke purple uniforms. And one more thing. Fuck the Raiders and fuck the Chiefs.
That is the worst Sean Connery.
Hey, but he was drunk, so Sean Connery's not good.
Yeah, that
He
doesn't sound
speak
like
well.
him because he's drunk.
No,
he's
drunk.
I don't sound like me.
No, when Kyle's drunk,
When
I can
Kyle
barely
drunk
understand
dials
what he's
me
saying.
at 12 o'clock at night going, you want to go to Vegas? I'm like, is this
Who is
Kyle?
this? Yeah.
Is this Kyle? Yeah, that happened. Real life.
But yeah,
right.
so I don't. There's two parts. It's do we release Gabe Neighbors, and how much does his relationship with Justin affect him being released?
Right.
I don't think
that's the summation of that long ass Sean Connery rant.
I don't think their relationship keeps him from getting dropped by any means. It's the NFL. It's a business.
Right.
They don't care if Justin's friend gets cut.
But relationships, our way, big hugs.
Yeah.
That's what this team is all about.
You're still going to get cut if you're not going.
I'm going to go. Can I disagree just a pinch with that?
Sure,
Like just
yeah.
seeing that one. What was the segment that they did the dine in with those two
with Chase Daniel and Herbert and Neighbors? Yeah.
He's not a liability on this team. He does serve his purpose. He's a special teams guy, and he is a good fullback. Like Steven Anderson.
I'm not saying he's going to get cut. I'm just saying I don't think that's going to play a part.
I think that I don't know. I don't know what's happening at lunchtime, at snack time. I don't know who's sitting with who and hanging out with who. But if Gabe Neighbors makes Justin Herbert smile just once during the day, he's staying on this team. It is worth it. You keep that man happy and you keep him on the roster. Don't have to activate him. You keep his ass.
He just needs to
minimum wage NFL style.
He's the hype
on
man.
that roster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cute, Kev.
Gains. Got to have growth. Got to have gains.
Well,
yeah, I think we love the fullback. We love that position. That's a part of our offense, right? And Steven Anderson has proven that he can do it. But what if he gets hurt? You need depth. So yeah, he's inactive right now, but Anderson goes down. Gabe's going to step up, fill that role still at a high level, and he is a big time special teamer. So
right.
I don't think he's going to get cut. I think he will stay on that inactive. Worst case scenario, they let him go and he ends up on the practice squad, but I don't think he's going to get cut.
Yeah.
Well, and it's interesting. Maybe I'm out of line, but everyone's loving on him this week, on Anderson this week. But he did have an egregious holding penalty that really pissed me off this last game.
Yeah, got us.
It was around the edge,
and
he really bad hold. So
yeah,
I'm not like, yay, Steven
You're not
Anderson
over the moon
right now.
about him. Yeah,
he had a great game, but he's not untouchable.
Right.
I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go, Max. Answered all of your question there. Thank you for asking it. Let's move it on now to JJAF, who asked the question. Brisket or chicken parm for dinner? Oh boy. Yeah, brisket or chicken parm. What's on the menu?
Both. High five, Kyle.
Brisket
High
stuffed
five.
chicken parm or chicken parm stuffed brisket?
There's nothing like, warming something up
parm?
after.
A brisket parm.
Brisket parm. Done. Sign me up.
There you go. Try it out, Justin. Let us know if it works out. But
brisket parm.
Yeah, a little bit of both. There's room for both. JJAF. But thank you for asking the question. Moving on now to Andres Robles, who asked the question. What do you guys think of Andre Roberts' game, huh? Let's freaking go! Yeah, dude, Andre Roberts made his presence known this last game. I think we had over 100 return yards on special teams. That's not nothing. That's
was it
not
100?
Fair catch. It was over 100.
Holy shit.
100. I think it was 105 because I've got the Chargers defense on my fantasy football team, and it says over 100 yards on return.
Well, honestly, like last week was his first week on the team, so that's not an easy transition. And they just the Patriots weren't giving us that many opportunities to return.
Team. Yeah,
they weren't. We weren't given. This team was giving him opportunities, and he took them. Like he is fast. He hits it and he goes. So it's a weird feeling returning any kind of kick for positive gains as a Charger fan.
Right. Not just fair catching it or letting it bounce.
I could get used to this shit. I really could.
Yes, it is a good thing to see. Andre Roberts happy to, and he also made a play, didn't he? He had like a handoff or a quick toss down play that he made.
They did
was
a
like
fly sweep.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he's contributing for sure. So love to have him. Thank you for pointing it out, Andres Robles. Moving on now to Bobby Caldrone, who asked the question. Can someone explain to me why every run play, maybe an exaggeration, was a toss, inside handoff, toss, outside read, toss, pitch play? Obviously a toss. Is this risky? Is this for a reason? Really just wondering, or if it's nothing at all. Bolt up. Caleb, you bye.
Yeah, I did notice that there had to have been a matchup that they really liked. I don't know what that matchup was or what they saw in the defense, but it was very obvious that was their go-to run play to try to stretch the defense out a little bit. Like I said, I don't know exactly what it was about the Eagles that they liked, but if it's something that we could tell they're trying to attack, there's a reason. It wasn't just I don't know what to call it, run toss again. There's something in this.
Toss it. Oh shit.
Yeah. There's something there that they really liked, and they tried to attack it for sure.
Just picture Lombardi up in the booth, like there's flames everywhere, and he's just like, I don't know, just toss it.
Toss it. Shit.
Hot potato.
Hot potato.
All right. Well, that's interesting to think that there was just something that they saw that they were trying to take advantage of, and that's why they did it. So
yeah,
there you go, Bobby. Thank you for asking the question. Moving on now to House of Hain, who asked the question. This just in. The Chargers tight ends are amazing. Also, why do we almost never win convincingly? We always give our heart attack games. I'll take the win, and I love the team. Okay, love you, bye.
Good question.
It's just the NFL, man.
I was thinking this exact same thing though. Like when was the last time we won by 2 scores? The closest thing we had was that Raider game.
Right.
That was
the Raiders
that was
by 2
the
scores.
That was the biggest win we've had of the year, and
In
that
a
was
long
a
time,
really
too,
fun.
yeah.
That was a really fun game to watch. I'd like more of those, please.
Yeah.
We'd all love to win by 30 points a game. It's the NFL. Like every team is good. So
right.
I don't know. Like it's hard. It's like as a fan, it's really hard to watch, but it's exciting. It's fun, and we're winning. So yeah, they're good.
We might shave
they're
a
good.
couple years off at the end, but you know what? Who needs those? I don't want to be shitting in my
I
pants.
want to enjoy my years
fine.
while I got them. Yep.
Exactly.
Well,
and that's waiting for field goals to be made or missed.
Let's just be thankful that by the end of the season, we'll all have 6-pack abs from the amount of crunches that we're doing. So
I don't think that's ever a possibility with me, but I'll keep trying.
Hey, you're doing the exercise. You just got to, lay off the Boddingtons. But House of Hain, thank you for asking the question. We move it on now to Jeremy, who asked the question.
I'm pretty sure this is certified fresh. Yeah, certified fresh.
In my analysis, I hope this is the start of a big streak. And new kickman only missed 1 extra point. That's called growth. Okay, love you, bye.
It's called growth.
Yeah, it's called growth. It's progress.
I like how his analysis is, I hope this is a start to a big streak.
My bold proclamation, I will say, I hope this
hopeful.
works out well. Goodbye.
I hope so too, man.
Yeah,
I
Jeremy,
really hope
we're on the
so.
same page, brother.
Yeah.
It is growth, though. We are growing.
So far, 1 missed extra point is better than 2, 3,
Every missed
5.
extra point,
Yeah, to be leading the league in missed extra points. So I'm all for it. But thank you, Jeremy, for making the observation. Let's move it on now to Bolt Dude 84, who asked the question.
Oh, great team win, fellas. However, when it comes to Joey Bosa, would you rather see him rush more instead of dropping back? And although I love how aggressive we are on these 4th downs, do you think, especially now with a reliable kicker, we should take the 3 points? Ho ho! Keep it up. Can't love you bye. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I mean,
it's our identity now, man. Like, what do you want? Like, here's the thing. Like, last year, I was so pissed off the amount of times it was 4th and 1 and we punted in like middle of the field. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it just sucked. So it's hard to have it both ways. Like, I'm kind of bummed when it doesn't happen, but I'm still like, oh shit, man, we gave it an old college try. Like,
we're playing to win. We're not playing to not lose. And I'm okay with just going all in on a philosophy, knowing your identity and going with it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Staley said, we're playing to compete. We're not playing to participate.
Right. Yeah.
When it changes the whole dynamic, the field position, like that whole first quarter, that was our first quarter because we drove it.
Right.
We pinned them at the 1 yard line. They went 3 and out, and then we had it for the rest of the quarter.
And we got the ball at the 40-yard
win.
line.
Right.
Yeah. And
exactly.
Yeah. It's just an aggressive mindset that we all have to get on board with, and not like, oh man, looking back now, we should have kicked one of those.
Hindsight is always 20/20.
Yeah.
And people are kind of pissed off. People are pissed off about the 99 yards and we didn't get points out of it. But like, I wasn't that pissed. Like, I really wasn't. I was kind of like, we went for it. Didn't work out. We're still going to control this. It gave the defense an opportunity to really pin their ears back and get that blood flowing for how we want to attack. So there are good things. There are good things that we don't see that don't end up on a box score that can come from doing something like that.
Right. Yep. Yeah. I mean, listening back to like the instant reaction, I was like, well, dog, you're being a little negative right now. You gotta turn it around.
Get a little positive there, Bulldog.
And I'm not mad that it didn't work on 4th. I'm mad that we had 4 tries and we couldn't get those couple yards. Like, that's what I get pissed about. Like, when that's all you need. Like, it's one thing if it was like, it was, 1st and 10, 2nd and 7, 3rd and 5, and now it's 4th down and we're not getting it. That's one thing. It's another thing when it was like such a short amount. So I'm not mad that they went for it by any stretch. I'm in fact, I'm glad that they went for it because, like you said, that's their identity. I'm used to that now. Like I get excited for that. I was like, yeah, it's 4th down, first, 4th and goal. Let's make this happen. But it's like when it doesn't happen, it's like, God damn it! Like what happened? Like we trucked it down the field. Why couldn't you just get the one? But
go to your home.
Just go to your hole. You too good for your home.
Answer me.
Answer me.
Suck my white ass ball. Sorry, I had to finish it. You couldn't just tee it up and not finish it.
The price is wrong, bitch.
Bitch.
I had to take it one more further. I'm sorry.
We're going to quote Happy Gilmore the whole episode.
Let's go. Let me pull out a script and we'll just start it from the top.
Play it as it lies.
Play it as it lies.
I had to play it off of Frankenstein's fat foot.
I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast. You eat pieces of shit for breakfast? No.
Okay, enough. Moving on.
Good morning.
All right, that was the last one.
But I digress.
Bolt Dude 84, thank you for asking the question.
Thanks,
Let's move it on now to Craze. I don't know how to pronounce this.
I know it's certified fresh. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, it's CRAZ and H. So Craz. I don't know.
So, you got to put it. Get into it.
Who asked the question? Back on top of the AFC West. Bolt the up. Do you guys think this win means we will go after any free agents to help with the run game?
You killed Kevin.
I haven't used that voice in a while. I missed that one. And the run game. I don't know about the run game. I think more on the cornerback situation. If, I don't know what Michael Davis' situation is or Asante, but if we don't get those guys back and Ryan Smith is down, like, we might have to dig and try to find somebody in the cornerback situation to help us out. No?
I have to go to that Walmart bargain bin somewhere.
Right?
Yeah,
but there's not a lot of free agents just floating around out there.
Yeah, there's not top tier free agents just sitting around.
You're looking at other practice squads. Before you're looking
the only
at
free agents that might be sitting around is Deshaun Jackson, who I think already signed with the Raiders.
I think he already signed with the Raiders, yeah.
Odell Beckham Jr., and no one wants any of that toxicity.
Nope.
No.
So there's no like big name free agents just sitting around waiting to get scooped up.
No, especially to help with the run game situation. Like I just don't know.
I'm just so surprised by just no one stepping up. Like Kelly, I don't know what happened with that sweep. He didn't get the first down. Like I'm just kind of baffled at the lack of production. And like, is Eckler that much better than everyone else we have? I think the answer is yes.
Well, I mean,
sorry, the Bears just doinked a field goal to win it from 65.
Oh my God.
65-yard
shit out of me.
This was a 65-yard attempt that would have won it, and it doinked the crossbar.
Oh man.
God.
That's
Classic
heartbreaking.
Bears.
Sorry, Tyler.
Sorry, Bears. Sorry, not sorry. But yeah, Kelly not getting very productive is a little baffling. And Roundtree had some success there at the beginning, but he's still a rookie. Like he's still kind of making that transition from college to professional. So like Eckler just has the years, the experience, and definitely the strength to be that main running back for us.
He's just a different kind of breed of running back. They're going to have to, I don't think you're bringing back Jackson, and I think they're going to have to do something next year. I don't know if it's a mid-round pick or something for a complimentary back for Austin.
We'll have to wait and see.
I'd rather one of these guys step up, honestly, but it's just not looking like that right now.
Yeah. Well, and I'm not sure if they're talking about the offensive run game or the defensive run game defense. So no matter how you look at it, there's just the free agent pool is not deep by any stretch of the imagination. So who knows if they do? If
we're
like
promoting
I said,
our practice squad guys, if we're doing anything,
right? Yeah. So Craze, thank you for asking the question. Let's move on now to Super Bolt's champs, who asked the question.
Great freaking win! Bolt the up! Come on! Okay. Since our Bolts did not trade for any player at the deadline, would you guys get OBJ or a Todd Gurley first? And why or why not? Great show per usual. Okay, love you, bye. Oh, and the Raiders, Chiefs, and Donkeys.
Yeah.
All right, OBJ or Gurley. Well, so everybody here, but yeah, everybody understands that OBJ at one point in time was really, really good.
Yep.
But every aspect of like the behind the scenes business is that the guy is a drama queen. That his dad is like on Twitter, like protesting for him to be on a different team. Like, come on.
He comes to the Chargers. He's wide receiver 3. He's not. He does not want any part of that. He does not want to be wide receiver 3.
No.
So he's not going to be here.
And I think he's on waivers. Somebody's gonna have to pay like $7 million to pick him up off of waivers.
Right.
No,
but if he
clears, then he's a free agent.
Right.
And then you'll see what he wants to do. Like,
yeah, I bet he goes to the Ravens. To be honest,
there's not. Yeah, that's a good call. Good pull.
I think he goes there. He can be the number 1 guy, and he gets thrown to like 10 times a game, and that's that.
Yeah, there was I saw a tweet that Pete Carroll was being a little cheeky about possibly bringing him on, but. Either way, OBJ is definitely not the guy to the Chargers. Gurley, I mean, that would be interesting.
Dude, here's my only thought. GMs in the NFL don't want the guy, right? The Titans
don't want Gurley.
No, Derrick Henry goes down. They bring Grandpa Peterson out of retirement.
That's true, yeah.
You know, like there's guys that are old and like not even playing football that they're bringing back before Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley had a very mediocre year last year in Atlanta. I think he just doesn't have it, and I don't think GMs believe in him. So I don't think we go out and pick up anybody. I don't know. I just don't see it. Unless somebody gets hurt. If Eck gets hurt, then you probably will have to go take a chance on somebody. Shut up.
Yeah, and he had injuries just like constantly. I think wasn't it arthritis? He's got his knees are just shot. He's got honestly, he's got something bad in his knees. He's got like arthritis already at like 20, whatever he is. So like
Kyle likes to laugh at other people's ailments. Or does he have dementia?
Sorry, arthritis for a 27-year-old, like elite athlete, just doesn't sound right.
Yeah, but I think that's where his fall off has come from. Like that's why. I don't know. But that's a great point. Gurley or Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson is like our age, Adam. Like he's old.
I know. Yeah, he's definitely up there. If I've got gray in my beard, I'm sure
he played decently.
Too.
He played decently.
He got a touchdown.
There you go. So they
yeah,
picked the right guy.
Yeah, clearly they did. So Super Bowl champs, I don't think we'll get either one, but I mean, if you had to pick one, maybe Gurley just to have that different running back spot, because just OBJ, I just think will bring too much drama to a team. And
I don't want any of that.
We don't want anything to do with that.
Drama.
But thank you for asking the question. Moving on now to Z the King 1, who asked the question.
Even though we won, Storm Norton was getting abused all day. Our run defense is problematic, and when they tried to flood the box to stop the run, we got beat because Chris Harris Jr. can't keep up with a snail, and we can't contain a QB at all. Realistically, what can we do to fix this since trades are no longer an option? I know Vato and Asante coming back would obviously be huge, but is there anything else we can do, or do we just have to accept that this is how every game will be?
I think this is easy. I don't think Storm Norton got abused all day. He didn't give up, he didn't give up much. He might not have been the best on run blocking, but I don't think it was that bad. He was like an improvement this week. That's easy upgrade. Bulaga coming back. Like that's how you fix that. That's in my opinion.
That's the hope. Yeah.
And then Chris Harris, like we said, he was playing out of his ideal position last week. He had to give up a lot to help the team because we were hurt in so many places. So he had to play out of what he normally does. And then that's maybe why everyone's saying he was a liability, but we only gave up 160 yards passing. So I'm not, these are all fixable things. I don't think we're in like dire straits.
No.
In the containing of a QB, there was one egregious play that Joey Bosa just straight up blew assignment, did not have a good play. Other than that, Jalen Hurts, that's what he does, man. He's an NFL quarterback because he can get out of the pocket. If that man had to stay in the pocket all game, he's not that great. So that's you're facing one of the best in the game at getting outside the pocket. And I really do believe 3 or so of those we got held really bad and allowed him to get out of the pocket. So I don't think that was a huge miss. Obviously, you're missing 2 out of your starting 11 guys, and 2 of those guys being cornerbacks. That's huge, man. To only give up 24 points is is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Well, there you go, Z the King 1. Thank you for asking the question. We move on now to Rat Human, who asked the question.
Let's fucking go. Back in number one spot in the AFC West, and I'm fully bolted. There seems to be a lot of hate for Joe Lombardi on this sub. I'll admit I haven't been stoked with all the play calling, especially during the Ravens and Patriots games, but it hasn't been that bad, has it? Can I get your opinions on the play calling so far this season? K, love you, boy.
Seems fine to me.
Good answer.
I mean, honestly, like we've talked about on those games, like a lot of it had to do with just drop passes. Like it's not a complex play. It's just you got to catch the ball.
When the defense is on the field for how long did the Patriots have time of possession? How long
it was ridiculous.
did the Ravens have time of possession?
40 something minutes.
You can't get your offense going. Everyone that was the one thing that I got really annoyed with was this Lombardi. If he's here next year, I'm not a fan anymore. This stuff. That's ridiculous. Time of possession. If you're split, if we have the ball the same amount of time as the other team does, and we're not doing anything with it, okay, then you can have a conversation.
Right.
But it wasn't that case those first two games. And you see the play calling he did this game. It was great. He called the shit out of that game.
Right.
And it was fun to watch that offense cook.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think that that's the easy cop out as a fan. I'm going to be honest. I think it's a lazy take. I think to go, play calling's crap. I think you're frustrated that we lost a couple games. You don't really know play calling. I don't even sometimes I'm watching the game. I'm like, I don't know everything that's going on behind. I don't know what sub they brought in and what pack. If you're watching the game as a fan, you don't even know personnel coming on and off the field because they zoom in on a quarterback or they throw it to the box. You don't even see those things happening.
Mm-hmm.
So for us to sit here as fans and say, that's terrible play calling. Honestly, I do think it's a lazy take, and I don't think his play calling has been bad by any means. There's a lot of times where he's about to run the ball. I'm like, oh no, what are we doing? What are we doing? Boom, we break it for 20. And it's I don't know. I just don't think. I think he's got a very good understanding of what his team does. I think we have an identity, and I think it's been consistent every week. And it's just sometimes our players aren't executing.
Right.
I'm with you on the lazy take. I think this is, and not at a lot of people's fault, because I think this is a carryover from previous coaching.
Run,
what
pass.
we're used
Everyone
to
is burnt
run,
with
pass.
Run, pass.
Exactly. So when things aren't going our way, you kind of resort back to you go back to your default. And I don't think we're anywhere near the Shane Steichen offensive coordinating that we had last year. I think Lombardi is doing a hell of a job, and I'm excited to see what he does moving forward.
Yep.
100%. Rat Human, thank you for asking the question. Moving on now to Toasty Ghosty.
All right.
Who asked the question?
I like the way that the younger DBs played with all the injuries to the position. However, I'm concerned that Harris continues to get playing time since he seems to be a liability in coverage now and doesn't want to tackle. Thoughts? Ooh, yeah.
I disagree about not wanting to tackle. I've seen throughout. I'm sorry. It's okay. We're allowed to disagree with each other.
I can't imagine there's a player that doesn't want to tackle.
Yeah,
They would
there are some.
Antonio Cromartie.
Antonio Cromartie proved that he does not like to be physical. Yeah,
okay, fair enough.
There are some definitely DBs that don't want to hit. I just don't agree with that take. I've seen several times Chris Harris come up and lay some wood on people.
Somebody.
Yeah. I've seen it several times, and I do agree. I think that this game he was forced to play, kind of like you said. He was forced to play in positions that he's not built to play anymore. That's not in an ideal world, everyone's healthy. That's not what we have him doing. We're not going to have him manned up one-on-one with Devontae Smith. That's never that would not happen if we were healthy.
Mm-hmm.
He was put in bad spots, and we know, the coaching staff knows he got beat. Like I said earlier, you put him in the slot where he can have help from linebacker. He has safety help over the top. He's good enough to know how to work that stuff. And in zone, he's real smart. He knows where quarterbacks are going. He knows what formations look like. He can help other guys on the field. I think he still has a position on our team, just not what we had to make him do on Sunday.
All right.
Agreed.
There you go. Toasty Ghosty, thank you for asking the question. Moving on now to Okie Doggy, who asked the question. How are my brothers from another mother's doing this fine day? My question this week is, why do you think Gabe Neighbors has been inactive these past 2 weeks? Is it performance-based? Is it strategy each week? Or does the coaching staff think Anderson is doing a good job at his role and or McKitty finally making progress in his development? Now that that's out of the way, I have had it with these motherfucking Vikings fans keep saying the wrong motherfucking Justin won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Whatever happens to this motherfucking game, the right motherfucking Justin won. If they still can't let it go, then I would suggest they listen to the book I've always called Go the to Sleep. All right. Okie dokie.
Good one, dude.
Good points and good questions. Yeah, I think the Neighbors thing, do you think it's performance or is it just like, hey, we've got it in Steven Anderson. No need to have 2 out there.
Yeah. It's Steven Anderson. He's more versatile, right? You can line him up as a tight end. He can block there. He can run routes off the tight end position at the fullback position. And that's not to say Gabe's not good. I think there's just more versatility in your roster by having Anderson on the squad.
And you made mention of that before of like disguising the coverage. Like when you have Steven Anderson out there, is he playing tight end or is he playing fullback?
Right.
Like what's
because when you're a defensive coordinator, you're up in the box, you have someone in the box saying who's coming on the field. You'll give personnel. So you'll say, oh, it's 11 personnel, it's 12 personnel. So 1 running back, 1 tight end, 1 running back, 2 tight ends. When it's Steven Anderson, Donald Parham, and
McKitty,
Jared Cook, or you Trey McKitty, like who's playing what? Like from personnel perspective, you're saying it's 13 personnel. There's 3 tight ends on the field. I don't know where they're going to line up, but that's what's there. So how do you defensively match up with that? You're going to bring 3 safeties on the field to try to have the right matchups. Somebody's going to be in a bad spot.
I think McKitty, the way I look at it is like we've had games where Anderson and Gabe Neighbors were both activated at the same time. McKitty is finally being activated.
Right.
And coach just said in his post-game presser, like he's happy with McKitty and how he played. He said his name specifically in the press conference.
Interesting.
I think it's everything you said about Steven Anderson taking over that position and being competent and being able to do what Gabe does. But I also think it's McKitty is the roster, the flip-flop of roster availability. Because Anderson and Gabe Neighbors have both been on the active roster at the same time leading up until these last 2 weeks when McKitty has been activated. So I think that has something to play in it as well.
All good observations. And fuck these Vikings fans that just can't let it go. Like go to sleep.
It's a fun little part of the game, like part of the matchup, watching Justin Jefferson and see how he does.
Right.
Well, and I'm excited for this game because social media team of the Vikings posted, them at our soccer stadium taking it over.
Oh, right.
And really taking it over. So let's show up, Charger fans. And I think we need to wear powder blues because our other colors are very similar to these Vikings. So don't wear white. Don't wear the navy. Let's go. If you got the powder blue, go powder blue, and that'll make us stand out.
Big time. There you go, Okie Doggy. Thank you for asking the question. Always good to hear from you, buddy. Moving on now to Blonded Surfer, another veteran who asked the question.
Yeah.
Whoa! And just like that, brochachos, we are surfing with life. What a game! I don't want to focus too much on this game. Just want to throw some notes out there. Some of Lombardi's running plays were very odd. There were so many second down runs that netted 0 to 2 yards and left us in third and longish scenarios. I didn't like his run game plan for the day, but hey, we got a win. Harris Jr. looks super aged and cannot keep up with any NFL receivers, but props to Staley and the defense adjusting and controlling that Eagles run game. Anyway, the great kahuna of this game is that this current 2021 team only wins if Herbert's given control. We host the Vikings in the Thunderdome next weekend with Davis and Asante currently still out. It's going to be one crazy passing day for them. I think the key for this game is going to be giving Herbs the coconut and letting him toss it at whoever he wants, however he wants. Open up the gates, Lombardi, and let the rivers flow. For the Herbs need their H2O. Gotta let our QB do what he does best, man. Enough of the dinks. Let's throw it past the sticks and design some runs for the guy. The ocean's definitely calling my name today. Stay hydrated, brothers. Can't love you. Bye.
Good one. That was a good one. You worn out after that one.
I had a lot to say. So I wonder if that's what some of the people are saying in regards to the play calling on the second down runs that are netting 0 to 2 yards. Is that again, that doesn't feel like play calling. That feels like execution. Like we're just not executing the play the way that it needs to be, right?
Well, you could, and that's the other thing. Like I said, we don't know what the personnel is when when they're calling these run plays. It's 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7. Did they go light? Did they go dime package? They know Justin can huck it. Did they go super light? And we should be able to run the ball, and we're just not able to execute. I don't know. I can't say that for sure. I haven't. Sorry, guys. This is not a full-time. This is not a full-time gig for us.
But I think that's an interesting observation.
Like you guys, but it's we don't know everything behind everything going on with these play calls.
Right.
It could be poor execution. It could be sometimes you're trying to catch them off guard. And then again, sometimes maybe he made the wrong play call, and he'd probably tell you that. Yeah, sometimes I miss. But majority of the time, I'm sitting there watching, like, okay, I get it. Good play call. Let's go. We didn't execute it, or let's go make it happen, or something like that.
Try again. That's why we get 4 downs.
I'm really hoping this Davis, Vato, and Asante are back, because
at least one of them. Yeah.
Well, man, Asante was in concussion protocol. If he misses 2 weeks, he's got something real bad going on. Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah.
And I'm not terrified of Cousins, but he's definitely he's a pocket passer. He's a different quarterback than we just saw.
You know, we all know the Vikings game plan is going to be feed Dalvin Cook until he throws up. It's just force feed him the ball until
It's like 7. He's just like 500 pounds and falls asleep on the table. SpaghettiOs in his face.
We all know that. We all know that's the game plan. And then the play action to try to hit Jefferson on a big play. That will be the game plan. Hopefully we just find a way to stop Dalvin.
There you go. It'll be fun to see. But thank you, Blonded Surfer. We move it on now to Sponge Bolt Pants. What do you think, Kev?
Certified fresh. I love that name. Bolt Pants.
Who asked the question?
If each of you had to pick one player to have an hour-long conversation with, who would it be? Yeah.
Good morning, SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
Good morning, Patrick.
SpongeBob. All right.
I've been watching a lot of SpongeBob. My kids are really into it right now, so that's always on.
All right. Well, this is a fun hypothetical. If you each had to pick one player to have an hour-long conversation with, who would it be?
Kevin, don't act like you're thinking.
Yeah, I know. Come on.
Justin Herbert. Stupid.
I was trying to think. Like, the thing is, Justin
after
seems
week 1, after week 4.
I think the trick here, though, is hour long. I think I would love to hang out with Justin, but I think that'd be like a good 10, 15 minute-er. You know what I mean? He doesn't seem like the most talkative type.
What?
So if
I think he's more introverted. Everyone knows that.
He's the reason why we got him at whatever place we got him in the draft. He doesn't talk enough. What all the coaches said.
Ask him about Interstellar. Hey, he'll talk to you for hours.
Do you want me to just shut up and pick Justin Herbert? Because I'll do it.
Yeah.
Don't make me do it. All right. Justin Herbert.
Don't fight who you are.
Yeah, just don't fight it, dude.
Yeah.
Just accept it.
Just own it.
Well, he doesn't say current or previous, so it could be
old dog.
Could be
glad I went first.
Could be a post player.
Well, I don't know. I'm gonna assume current. I would go with a defensive guy because I like defense. I'd like to hear the X's and O's, what coach talks about. So I'd probably go with Derwin. Talk to Derwin James for now.
That'd be cool.
Just talk football the whole time, probably.
Yeah.
So you talk football, I'd probably just make really awkward, uncomfortable, like dick jokes, and it would fall apart really fast. And
Or
that
you'd
was funny,
become
right?
best
Like,
friends.
no, I didn't read the room on that one. Sorry, guys. All right, well that hour, I'm gonna
we
keep
still
this
got
at
45
5 minutes. It's like a stand-up comedian walking off the stage before their set's over. Like, all right, it's been real. Bye.
It's like on a Zoom. You're like, oh, sorry, it's breaking up.
Weird. Oh, weird. Sorry.
I'll try tomorrow. I would probably go. I kind of want to go Keenan Allen just because of how creative he is, and like I can't get over like how good this guy plays the piano and sings.
Dude, what if he played
that?
You sing, he plays the piano. I would buy that album
for an hour.
For an hour.
An hour long. You guys could
Live
record an
jam
album.
session.
Yeah. Record an album in your 1
hour
hour
jam session. Keenan and
Wool Dog sing the blues. No, that I think he's just a fun guy too to talk to, and I think he would be a fun guy to talk to. Or Bosa. Bosa would be hilarious to talk to. I think Bosa would just be fun. Yeah. But
seems like Tranquil would be kind of cool too. I don't know why. I just
Tranquil
get like a very
cool. I think Tranquil might be
vibe.
a little too inspirational. I think he might try to inspire me too much.
There is a level of inspiration.
Yeah,
I can't be inspired
so
that
much.
You're like, Drew, chill out, dude. I'm just
Drew,
sitting
stop
on the
with the
couch right
quotes,
now.
man. Jesus. How long is this Proverbs book? God almighty. But hey, SpongeBob Bolt Pants, thank you for asking the question. And we
usually get so many hypotheticals like that in the off season. We don't get many.
Well, we don't get it. I love the hypothetical question.
For those of you that do ask questions, or if you can't think of a question to ask us, throw some hypotheticals
They're
at
fun.
us because
We like
we
'em.
love them here.
Yeah.
But all right, well, let's go out of Ask Bolt Fam with Jeebs.
The D is silent.
The D is silent.
Adam,
ask the question.
D is silent.
I heard you the first time. He's got a question. It goes something like this. Hello, my Bolt family. Sorry, hug and not certified fresh this time. More like certified stale. I kill myself. Oh, wait, too late for that. Anyway, if you guys already realized this, like it's old news or something, I'm sorry, but I realized something just last week at the game against the Patriots. Whoever is in charge of the uniform scheduling is low-key genius. After looking at the schedule, I was confused why these games we wear are alternates and not on the prime time ones. But after I looked closer, I realized something. The home jerseys for the Patriots are navy, so we wore navy. The home jerseys for the Giants are royal, so we are wearing royal. My brother was like, we should have worn navy against the Cowboys then, but their home jerseys are, wait for it, white. Genius, I say. When someone buys a jersey, it's usually by default our home jersey, so most people coming to the games would be wearing our jersey color. Good stuff, though. All right, anyway, quick question. It seems to me the obvious choice in the draft when we select 32nd. You see what I did there? It's got to be either D-line or right tackle, right? So if there were one of each, both equally great at their position, which are you taking, Well, I must go. This sunlight is killing me. This SPF 3000 is bullshit. Oops, excuse me. Bad Dracula. Okay, I'm done. Peace out, deuces, bitches. D out. Speaking of D out, Manscaped. I'm the perfect spokesperson. I want to shave your balls. Oh, shit. Not me, but I like that. That's not what I mean. Shave your own balls with Manscaped. This got weird. I'm out. Oh, yes. And fuck the Raiders. Okay, love you. Bye.
Boy, that was a novel.
But shit, that's an interesting. I never thought of that. That is a very interesting idea that you do that to trick the other team to wear that color.
Good
I love
insight,
that.
Yeah.
Good insight. And yes, when we're drafting at 32nd, defensive line or right tackle?
I want to keep my boy safe, so I'm going right tackle.
I think defensive line, dude.
If you go first round left tackle, first round right tackle.
I mean, I understand the mindset, but like we're not we're not. Our run defense has got to stop this. Like we got to.
There is free agency too. Like we're gonna fill these holes in more than just the draft. So
sure.
I guess it's what do you want to eat your cap space with less because you're gonna be paying that rookie guy a lot less. I don't know. I really don't. I think D tackle. I think we're gonna go D tackle in the first round and find a way to resolve that right tackle. Right tackle is not as big of a salary bust as a left tackle, so I think you can find a good, solid, strong right tackle in free agency to shore things up once Bulaga just turns to ashes and never sees the light of day ever again. Apparently, I've never seen the guy. Don't even remember what he looks like.
So we're writing Bulaga off. Like he's never gonna be able to.
I don't know, man. Poor guy's never can't stay healthy.
Whatever the injury was, to require 2 surgeries during the season, like
before the season even really started.
Yeah, and in his age and everything, and you take all that into consideration, like
he's not going to get another contract.
No. So I think D is where the biggest issues are. Like again, like Justin Herbert throws amazing when he's under pressure. He's got like almost a perfect QBR. Yeah, it's fine. Pressure's fine. He can be fine. Yeah, he'll run out of the pocket, throw it, and make a touchdown.
Don't do it.
But Jeeves, thank you for making us laugh and asking a great question. And thank you, everybody, as always, for asking all the questions in Ask Boltfam. We truly appreciate it. And before we leave this episode, it's time to make some Bolt predictions of the Minnesota Vikings game coming up this Sunday. What are our Bolt predictions?
Kyle, you go first.
Okay, I'll go first. I have us winning the game 31-24. And I have Justin Jefferson with 0 catches.
0 catches. Holy
None,
shit.
huh? I love it. It was just like did you hit your no punt returns last game? Yeah, you did. You said no, we weren't going to give up any punt return yards because we didn't punt, Kyle. I think you're onto something.
Ooh, Kyle, right?
Who's the closest now?
Holy shit, you hit that. I just realized that.
Justin Jefferson, 0 catches because Dalvin Cook's going to throw up from being force-fed.
He's going to be, he's going to be eating a lot. Let's see. I'm going to say 27-17. And I'm going to say Kenneth Murray gets a sack.
Oh, he's back.
He's back, baby. And he's getting sacks.
I like it.
Before anyone asks, all of our predictions are always the Chargers winning.
Yeah.
So we don't ever say 31-24 Chargers. It just goes without saying.
Oh, goes without saying.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go 34-20 Chargers. And I think goes without saying. I think Parham gets 2 touchdowns.
2 tutties. Wow. 2 tutties for the chicken
2
farm.
tutties to the tall man.
I like it. Yeah,
I think he's going to listen to this episode, hear what Craig had to say about targeting him in the red zone. And he's going to get 2 tutties.
There you go. I like the idea. All right, folks. Well, that is it for Bolt Predictions, and that is it for this episode. Thank you, folks, for sticking with us. We really do appreciate it. And we'll see you again on Friday. So, folks, don't forget to bolt up because we're ready for any squad, any place.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye. And now, a word from our sponsors. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Did you put that shopping cart back? No? Why not? You in a hurry or something? It takes literally 10 seconds. What's so important? Do you literally need to go to a class on how to return your shopping cart? Well, now you can. Introducing Justin Herbert's Cart Returning 101. The class that teaches you how to be a decent member of society by just putting your cart back, you lazy jackass. Justin Herbert's Cart Returning 101. Consider this your invitation.